All right, folks, here, stop the hand-wringing. Stop the hand-wringing and let Trump make a great deal for America. That's the subject of tonight's riff. There's just vastly too much hand-wringing over President Trump's diplomacy and potential deal-making with Iran, and it's coming from friends and foes alike. I think it has more to do with America's crumbling political infrastructure than it does regarding the merits of Mr. Trump's own efforts. First of all, the so-called Memorandum of Understanding is a non-binding political document which simply outlines topics to be covered in the months ahead for some kind of final deal. Now, some people are taking parts of this MOU completely out of context for their own political gain. But let's just step back for a moment. Over the past year, beginning with Operation Midnight Hammer and continuing through Epic Fury and Economic Fury, U.S. and Israeli allied forces have completely decapitated the Iranian leadership, turned their nuclear capacity into rubble, totally buried their enriched uranium, destroyed their Navy, destroyed their Air Force, destroyed their radar, destroyed much of their missiles and drones, and destroyed virtually their entire industrial base. Meanwhile, inflation could be over 200%, food and medicine for average civilians not available, currency worthless, the economy essentially shuttered. In other words, Iran's military and economic capabilities have been decimated, and people know this, whether they criticize it or not. Meanwhile, General Jack Keane observed, we're not even seeing Iranian fast boats anymore in the Strait of Hormuz. Meanwhile, the New York Post great Miranda Devine, she writes that Iranian women in Tehran are now going around on motorcycles, wearing skirts, and without hijabs covering their hair. That used to be a crime, resulting in fines or jail or savage beatings. But the morality police may be dead. Another sign that radical Islamism is crumbling from the inside. Now, because of President Trump's courageous actions, he's the only president in the last 50 years to go after Iran forcibly and successfully. Its leadership has been decapitated, the military capabilities eliminated, the nuclear operations essentially shut down, all reduced to rubble. In short, their capacity for harm has essentially been eliminated for years and years to come with no boots on the ground. So, all this gives President Trump the opening for diplomacy to end any nuclearization in the future. Why not try it? And that has led to at least a temporary suspension of the naval blockade to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, bring down oil prices to sustain the world economy. It's a risk worth taking. Indeed, I don't think there's any risk at all. And he has said many times, not a single dime of money is going to reach Iran unless and until the final deal, verifiably with inspectors, ends their nuclear program and their enriched uranium. That's a final deal, not some non-binding memo. Even oil money will be put into an escrow account by the U.S. Treasury and released to Iran only for buying their civilians food and farming and some kind of medical help.
And one of the things that we are doing also, and it came up last night, is money that's being unfrozen is going to be used to buy food, and the food's going to be bought exclusively through the United States from our farmers. And corn, soybeans, all of the things they need are going to be bought from our farmers.
That is quintessentially a Trumpian approach in deal-making. The absolute key point is that President, who said time and again, is going to end Iran's nuclear capacity, period, full stop, with verification and inspection. And if Iran doesn't play ball, then we will go back to military bombing and the economic embargoes and give them even more damage if that's what it's going to have to take. But right now, Mr. Trump is making the right decisions opinion polls more and more showing a favorable attitude towards his diplomacy and deal making. So I say, let us stop this hand wringing and let President Trump do what he does best, which is make a great deal for America. And that's tonight's riff.